Welcome back, everybody. Today's video, we're going to be taking a look of some recent catches that we have caught on the CSX Toledo sub, Willard sub, and then basically Saginaw sub. Let's get started here. We're basically north of Wapakoneta, chasing M508, which would be a 55-mile chase. But our first train would be a southbound Y103. He has basically one last of a kind, YN2 Geep, 4419, taking the lead on Y103. Once we get 508 here at north of Wapakoneta, it will be a very, very tough chase. Not gonna lie, that chase was terrible as heck. Even though we got some pretty good views of them, but still, it was kind of crazy at the same time, because every time we would try to get ahead of them, we end up getting tail end of it. So, it was kind of rough at the same time though, but we managed to get a few good shots out of it. Here's 508, heading northbound from DT&I Junction. So basically, once we got them at DT&I Junction, it was kind of rough to get ahead of them. Now, we're basically at Ottawa, Ohio. We were able to get ahead of them within a minute to spare just to get the shot of 508. So basically, once we got them at Ottawa, Ohio, not Toledo, it was kind of getting rough again. We basically almost barely got ahead of them. Until we were able to get ahead of them, but then it got ahead of us again, by the way. So then we decided to take this one road just so we could get ahead of them. And we could do a little bit of pacing of 508. once we were basically getting done pacing on 508 on County Road 3C, we basically saw the clear signal that 508 would knock down. That means there's no trains that's going to interfere them taking the connection, which means that there's no train going west and east. Which that means we thought we would miss him at North Baltimore, but since he's taken the connection, we would make it for sure to North Baltimore. Once we get done chasing M508 here at North Baltimore, we decided to make our way back home. In the meanwhile, before we were catching M508 here, I decided to fly up the drone. Even though I haven't flown it in a while, I decided, well, it's a good chance to fly it. However, I did want to get a camera shot of 508 passing by the D&O depot, but kind of failed because I guess I kind of didn't get the camera settings up right. Anyway, after we would catch M508, we decided to stop at Kane's. And along that, we'll be back here at North Baltimore tomorrow morning. As soon as we were getting done shooting M508 here at North Baltimore, I decided to fly up the drone a little closer to the B&O depot. Or I have no idea if it's a B&O depot. But I know it's North Baltimore Depot, probably B&O. And then meanwhile, after I recorded that, we'll be back here in the morning. CSX 166 would have been departing North Baltimore, Ohio, heading for Buffalo, New York. As for it will be turning into CPKC 132 for Montreal, Quebec. Once 166 cleared, we basically get another signal for another eastbound. This one is crossing over from 1 to track 2. This would end up being M560 heading to Selkirk, New York from Cincinnati, Ohio with a 2 DC Jeebos. Yeah, 2 DC Jeebos. But the west of Arkansas is good. Anyway, if you have noticed, a lot of road slug Jeeps are definitely going west and east across the Buckeye State. In today's, we will definitely see 4 road slugs being trailed on M560 heading to Selkirk, New York. Once we were getting done shooting M560, it would be dead for another couple hours. So we decided to eat at the local stop across the road. In the meanwhile, it was about 2 o'clock till we get an eastbound. Willard subdivision, that would be B158 heading east for Pittsburgh area. Curtis, Indiana, coming from the CN in Curtis, Indiana. In the meanwhile, it had a DC Devo leading, but then a CM44 rebuild. were getting done shooting B-158 on the Willard. Then at Galatea, he was switching over from track 1 to track 2. Once we were able to see where the Baltimore and Ohio was at, Heritage Locomotive, it was trailing on 157 coming from New Bergen, New Jersey, around that type of area, to Chicago, Illinois. Basically, he has to work North Baltimore before he gets to go west out of North Baltimore. So it was a medium approach. So that means he's going into the yard. After we were shooting I-157 going into the yard at North Baltimore Yard, we basically get a clear signal for a eastbound M556. M556 is the new Lima to Willard, Ohio. 558 is previously Cincinnati to Willard, now Cincinnati to Lima, and then 556 from Lima to Willard. I probably already said that before, but I would say that again. What's the power on 556, you may ask? Well, it's basically a solo YN2 AC-44 solo leading for Willard, Ohio. days later, we're back out to the tracks. This time we're chasing a train this time. Not only we're doing a 50-mile chase, we're doing a 40-mile chase. But we would only catch it 2 times. That's because the chase was hard. The leader that we're chasing today is a CSX 1851, the NC&STL unit. That would be leading on 169 for Chicago, Illinois. The chase was kind of struggle, but we made it to West Deshler. After shooting 169 at West Deshler, we chilled at Deshler just for a few hours till I was given word that a M511 would have departed Wallyward, which is Wallwood, and a Fakebonnet leader leads on CSX territory. Well, this Fakebonnet has definitely been leading on CSX's territory for the past week or two. This is definitely the second one with the Fakebonnet leading. However, once we get done shooting N511 here at Bairdstown, basically shooting CSX 3194, the law enforcement again. This time with a different shot. On December 12, 2024, I basically got off work and got info that 3194 was leading at 150 for Detroit, Michigan. Since it was going through my area in Erie Township, I basically asked the Erie Township Police if someone was available for me to get one of their cop cars along with 3194, the law enforcement. And thankfully, one of their officers was available. And the coolest thing is, there was another on-duty officer that was waiting for it to go through Stern Road. Once the officer that was here saw us on Erie Road, he turned on his lights, and I walked up to him while the lights are on, and then he told me another officer was down the road at Stern Road crossing, telling him that it was going by Stern Road. So we basically got set up and got the shot. be 3 days later, but then we'll be back out at Erie Road Crossing to be waiting for 151 to return south. At the way south, we would see the B&O Heritage locomotive leading the way, heading southbound for North Baltimore, Ohio. 151 was very short this day, but this would end up the video here at Erie Road Township. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the Michigan Interstate, or the Buckeye State Wells.